Okay, I think I'm live. There we go. Officially live. I look like a big blueberry. Ooh, blueberry. It's funny, even my ring is blue. I just noticed it. I mean, I knew it was blue. I just wasn't thinking about all the color combo. And my t-shirt's actually purple. And it's got a big picture of Jimi Hendrix on it, so it's like purple haze, haha. And my jacket is, I guess, more of a mulberry if we think of Crayola crayons. I don't know. It's sort of an oversized boxy jean jacket. I just love it. I love the color. And my glasses are blue. Purple and blue are definitely. Well, I've always loved purple, and blue has come in really powerfully for me, especially since I started channeling the new prosperity energy paradigm. And speaking of which, welcome to the show. I was originally planning on coming on at 3:45 p.m. Central, and I had sent an email out to my people. You may have received it with that info. But then also bearing in mind, puppy schedule, if they need to go out, if they, need their mama. And also adding into the mix, I had done a grocery order earlier today, and which said it was going to get here a little after 3, but these things can sometimes, get away from us or from the delivery person who has a lot on their plate. It did actually get here, not quite at 3:05, but it was more like maybe 3:11. And it said it was going to get here at 3:17, so it was early. It was really confusing. So anyway, but I got my groceries, yay. Some of my favorite veggie ingredients that I'm going to really enjoy eating. Looking forward to making some good dishes with that stuff. And then I didn't incorporate into the mix also the fact that I was going to need a meal. So I had to nourish myself, so I didn't faint from hunger while trying to record this video. And so that's my story today. Insofar as the time of the live. So what wants to come through and be shared today? Guys, be careful. Last week's episode was all about the money blocks pantheon and all the different types of money blocks. And I do have brought my notes up, and I'll just go through those really quickly. The familial, meaning the nuclear family and extended family. So any money blocks that we take on from them. Ancestral, passed down from generation to generation. Circumstantial, something learned in passing that we took on as our own, not consciously. Maybe someone we're acquainted with says something, someone on TV says something, you hear something on the news, whatever it is, and you sort of it sort of gets integrated into your energy, even though it's not really a part of you. There's the communal/community money blocks category, and these are the non-family. So these are friends, teachers, fellow church or temple members, fellow employees, business colleagues, whatever. There are money blocks that we have retained from past lives. And then there's money blocks that we're taught that pertain to the classes, and I go into that really heavily on last week's episode. And what wanted to come through today, I'm seeing a little notification here. I have a viewer. Oh, hi. Oh, Angela. Oh my God. I haven't seen you in so long. Hi, Angela. And Angela, if you didn't catch last week's episode, oh my God, it's really good. I'll tag you on it if you want. Hi Alyssa, I see that you liked my, sorry if I'm outing you as a viewer. I see that you liked the video. Thank you guys for being here. So those are all of the the categories of the money blocks pantheon. And so it's good to be aware of that as you consciously, hi Angela, as you consciously really start to dig into your own money blocks. And, hopefully we're all on the pathway to releasing money blocks and creating the space for more money to flow in, more prosperity, financial and otherwise, in our lives. And for healers especially, I mean, you guys are my peeps, and I know firsthand, and I've witnessed firsthand, and I've experienced firsthand all of the money blocks that we as healers, shamans, the magical witchy ones, I like to say, I know of which I speak when I speak about money blocks. I've been observing them all my life, even though as a child I didn't really realize that's what I was doing, but I was so aware of when someone said something out loud, whether it was actually true or untrue. So if someone said, oh, I can't afford that, I'd have this little radar in my consciousness, even as a child, going, yes, you can afford that. And people say they can't afford something often, and they think they mean it. But what's really happening is they're picking and choosing. They're deciding what they think they can afford. And what it really is they're deciding what to purchase and what not to purchase. And it's really as simple as that. But the deciding they can't afford it, that's the block comes in, and that's literally a mental block. It's like making a decision in the mind. I can't afford this, but I'm going to buy that. I can't afford this, but I'm going to buy that. It makes me think of people who have been interested in my services. This, was years ago, who said, I wish I could join that offering, but I can't afford it right now. And then they book a trip to Las Vegas, and I'm like, okay, they didn't need my services anyway if they can afford to go to Las Vegas. I mean, that's kind of a joke, but and what it really was is they were choosing the trip, the travel, and choosing not to do the deep soul journey, and that's totally fine. I'm only here for the people who really want to be on the journey, right? I've witnessed, I think I remember reading I don't know if it was an article or a colleague of mine said, someone said they couldn't afford my services, and then they went out and bought designer gym shoes, running shoes or whatever, which probably cost the same or more as the service that they said they can't afford. So they chose the shoes over the service. And again, that's totally fine. It's not, it's just, we have our services here on offer for the people, for our tribe, our true tribe members who are ready and who are a conscious yes, and who are all in, and who know how much our energetic alchemy facilitation is going to help them move forward, into whatever their desires are. And in this case, my current offerings are about helping my healer people release money blocks, ignite their money magic, and create the space for their prosperity to flow in. I'm going to get to what wanted to come through today in a moment, but I just want to mention, this is kind of mysterious right now, but be on the lookout for an amazing 3-day event that is currently creating itself through me, that is aligned exactly with what I just said, igniting your money magic and allowing your prosperity to flow in. And that's going to be an incredible, magical activation journey. So keep your eyes peeled on this biz page, and I'm going to be posting about that really soon. Okay, so what wants to go? So I went back over the types of money blocks in the Pantheon, and what's been sort of brewing after that last episode is that yes, there are all these categories of money blocks, and also if you want to go, so if you're going to do, be on the releasing money blocks journey on your own, and you're not going to work with me or someone else or whatever, then I'm giving you valuable information so you can it's valuable whether you're working with someone or not, but if these are tools for you to be able to consciously unearth and discover and uncover and uproot your own money blocks, whether or not you are also partnering with a facilitator. So underneath each of those money block types in the Pantheon, to go deeper into really getting to the root of the money blocks. Drum roll, please, while I take a sip of my coffee. For each money block, under each of those categories, there are 4 levels that the money block may be ensconced within or housed in. So say the familial money block, right? You could be holding that block on any of 5 levels, or sometimes more than one, on the level of soul, energy, emotions, mind, or body. And generally speaking, if it's a familial money block that we adopted or integrated within this lifetime, then it's generally speaking, that would not be on a soul level unless you've had past lives with that same family member or members. If it's a familial money block that you adopted in this lifetime, it started out as an energy, right? Because everything is energy. So say it was one of your parents and they gave off a weird money vibe. And say you're 4 years old. You don't really understand what's going on, but energetically, because they put out that weird energy and they're near you all the time, you sponged it in, and it sort of just integrated and felt like a part of you. And so when you got older and started thinking about money, suddenly you find yourself saying things like, oh, I have to drive this secondhand car. I have to make it last for another 3 to 5 years before I can afford to buy another car, and even that one is going to be secondhand. Whatever the beliefs are, I'm just thinking of an example. And then that's coming out of your mouth. When the truth is, when you cut through those money blocks and let them go, knowing that they were never yours to begin with, and that the weird money energy emanated from someone else and got caught in your energy. Oh, really? Sounds familiar, says Angela. Yeah. So, I just got goosebumps on my head. So once you disentangle yourself from those, you realize, like, wow, I am the sovereign creator of my own reality. I am the sovereign, king or queen in the realm of my own energy. I do not need to keep anyone else's money blocks, around me any longer. I let them go now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So once you kind of, and this is why I'm giving you these tools that have been coming through my own consciousness. It's just super important to, let's put it this way. Here's a really quick way to do it. If you feel constricted in any way around money, around finances, if there's any area where you don't feel expansive and in the flow, then you're experiencing a money block. So the energetic, that's the seed that gets planted pretty much under any of the categories. Now, if that seed is not unearthed and given to the universe to turn into the neutral energy, it can grow into an emotional money block. So it can cause grief, like, why, I don't understand why these people can buy these things and I'm never able to, and you carry grief, emotional grief in your heart, or sadness or anger, or resentment. I hate resentment. I hate too. I don't usually say that word. Apparently I'm having a big reaction to resentment. Hi, buddy. Minerva wants to say hi. Hi, Minerva. I love you. Okay. So she wanted to make sure I was okay. So then, like, right, if it's not uprooted energetically, and this is how any pain point eventually goes from an energy pain to a physical pain. So the emotion would be next, and if it's not caught up and yanked out, sorry, that sounds weird, but from the emotional level, then it starts to trickle upwards. It's funny, it's sort of like energetically, I feel like starts low in the lower chakras and then up to the emotional chakra, and then if it's not unearthed from that emotionally, it travels upwards and becomes a mental money block. And these are in the form of unhelpful beliefs or belief systems around money, around how money works, around who gets to have money and who doesn't, around the whole class, what's the word? Separation thing, which I talk about a lot in the last episode. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to all, and so I'm giving you this, okay. I'll come back to that in a second. And so if those beliefs are not released and replaced with the truth that you are the sovereign creator of all you desire in your life, then the beliefs can harden and become physical pain, physical ailments, chronic body ailments. It could be chronic bronchitis because there's grief and emotion in the heart and lungs, right? It can act up as arthritis flare-ups. It can act up as seriously, like when I really started to delve into money blocks, and I've been working with money blocks with my clients. I want to say since like 2006, because I used to hold live prosperity circles for my healer people, which I almost always kind of forget that I used to do this live. And I've dealt with money blocks with my live shamanic clients. Not live, I mean in person, although I do have some shamanic clients that are no longer alive. I just mean in person, not just working online. So really, I've been working with the money blocks thing with and within my clients for years, and both offline and online. That's what I mean. And but since I started channeling the new prosperity energy paradigm at the beginning of this past November, and I started to once I kind of channeled all of that through and channeled all of the new prosperity sound healing code activations and recorded those, and those are for sale on my website, thenewprosperity.world/codes. I think you can buy them individually, or as a collection. But since I did all that, took a little break, and then started re-delving into money blocks, what they are, how they come about, I know how to pull them out. I know how to, but this is like, it's just getting more and more detailed and clear. It's just showing itself so clearly to me that literally, if someone sat down with me in a session, we can be like, okay, and I would walk through it and just be yanking out money blocks left and right, with permission, of course, of my client. It's just amazing. Like, it's the money blocks pantheon have their own system of infiltrating and growing within us until they become hardened, icky physical blocks, ailments, illnesses. And something like a cold, that's, that it just kind of comes and then you go through it and then you release it. I don't think that comes from a money block thing. I'm talking about chronic ailments, like that flare up, go back down, flare up, go back down, flare up, go back down. Like a cold is actually a method of release. So, because if something kind of infiltrates and niggles, is that the right word? I don't know. And then we get the cold or whatever it is, and then we are blowing our noses, our eyes are running, we're coughing, coughing up stuff. Sorry to be gross, but it's just true. But that's the releasing of whatever infiltrated us in the first place. So that's, a little cold isn't a bad thing, although it feels icky when it's happening. None of it's a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. You either want to release money blocks or you don't. I'm very aware of not wanting to judge anything, really. So it's just a thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So the subcategories of the main categories are, is it a familial? That's one category. Is it ancestral? Is it a past life? La, la, la. And underneath those are, okay, so now is it an energetic money block, or has it turned into emotional, or has it grown into the mental, or has it just been around so long that it just finally has crystallized into inflammation in some form physically in our bodies. So, and all of them can be dealt with and released. It's really just about being aware and being a conscious money blocks detective and releaser, and knowing that as they're released, only truth remains, only the truth of your soul, your unique, beautiful essence as a creator born into this human form on earth in this lifetime. Little energy clearing. And so that's really what wanted to be said. Ooh, and my dog, he just drank some water and now he's coughing up something. I think they've been chewing on a towel, so. You okay, buddy? You okay? Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for anyone who was live and anyone who's going to be listening on the replay. And thank you for being understanding about the time change. Things happen. Real life, right? Real creation, real creation of life. So yeah. And if you're listening on the replay and you have any questions or comments, I'll come back and respond to any and all of them. And like I said, keep your eyes peeled. If you're receive my emails, you'll get the news that way as well. And I'll be posting the news here about the upcoming 3-day abundance activation event, and with all the details about that. It's going to be so cool. And if you have any other questions about how you can work with me, just send me a message. Okay, love you guys. Thank you for being here.